Street Talk! Yeah!
Welcome to Street Talk. I am your host, Jason, and this is for Thursday, October the 2nd. Quite the variety we have to choose from on Thursday. We have tennis, soccer, baseball playoffs, college football, pro football, a lot of in-game stuff. So quite the cornucopia, if you will, of things to choose from. What I did was I looked at the first half NFL prop. Who's going to score the first TD of the game in the first half? Will it be Jordy Nelson of the Packers, Eddie Lacy of the Packers, or Matt Asiata of the Vikings versus any other player or no TD scored in the first half? A couple things to think about. Will Teddy Bridgewater play? He's listed as questionable. You're probably not going to know that until game time. But if he doesn't, Matt Castle is out for the year. Christian Ponder is his backup. So that would probably lean heavily toward a pick six being the first score of the game. On the other hand, Packers dead last in the league versus the run, giving up 176 yards a game. That weighs slightly toward Asiata. The Vikings are giving up 113 yards a game on the ground, 241 through the air. Through the air doesn't really matter as much to me because Aaron Rodgers is going to throw it no matter what, no matter who's on the field, no matter what kind of defense he's playing. Again, the Vikings are probably going to want to control the game a little more, lean a little heavier on the running game. Packers are probably going to counter that move by trying to stack the box and making Bridgewater or Ponder beat them. So what I did was I looked through the last 10 games or so, all of the games this year, and I went back to last year for a sample size of what score when the Vikings played or the Packers played. What was the first score of the game? Now, I only went through 10 games. I didn't go through all of last year because obviously last year Adrian Peterson was playing, and when he's playing, Matt Asiata is not going to be the first score of the game. So there was a period toward the end of last year where Peterson was actually hurt and Asiata filled in for him. So those were representative samples. So at the point where Peterson started playing again, I cut it off. That equaled about 10 games. So I looked at, for the Packers, did Jordy Nelson score first? Did Eddie Lacy score first? Or did they let the opposing running back score first? For the Vikings, I looked at, did Matt Asiata score first? Or did they let the opposing wide receiver or running back score first? For the Packers, any other player would have won this out of 10 times, would have won the prop 8 times. So counting this year's games and 5 or 6 from last year, they would have gone 8-2. Vikings was a little bit more even. It was at 5-5. So I then took the odds for who's going to score the first TD of the game. And when I added up the odds for Nelson, Asiata, and Lacy, remove the VIG. Now there will be a lot of VIG in a prop like this because there are a lot of different scenarios that Vegas has to cover. And they're going to make their money no matter what. I've said that 100 times. I'll say it 1,000,000. When there's a lot of different scenarios that can happen, they're going to up the VIG to cover themselves so that they get paid no matter which one happens. So when I looked at that, it only came out for Nelson, Asiata, and Lacy, only came out to about a 28% chance. So, all that considered, I like any other player or no touchdown for the green. It's pretty significantly favored. Again, anything can happen in a scenario like this. This probably isn't, if you can make it to this point in the day with a big streak, this probably isn't one you want to go with. You might want to go with a full game prop. But for monthly players and people building streaks, it's early in the month, want to take a little gamble, any other player is the way you should go. Any other player for the green. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you next time on Streak Talk.